Ahoy there, and welcome back to DohMance Dawn, your premier podcast for discussing One Piece and The Simpsons at the same time. If you find another podcast with more episodes than we had at this point in our episode releases, we'll give you half off on your next oil change. I'm Luke, he, him, sometimes they, them, and I'm joined by my lovely, wonderful, and secondary co-host, Janine.
Secondary seems to be a very weird adjective, but okay.
I was going to say tertiary, and it's like, well, no, you're not the third chair here. Yeah.
Anyway, my name's Janine, my pronouns are she, they, and I don't have a third thing to say. And we are also joined by a guest.
A guest.
Yes, would you like to introduce yourself?
You don't have to. You can leave it a mystery as well.
Uh-huh. Do you recognize the voice?
Well, I hope I recognize the voice because I hear it every day. But, they say that your voice sounds different when you hear it in a microphone. But I'm Emily Martin from Progressively Horrified and other things I draw. I mostly draw. Megamoth.net, etc. But I'm ready to be Yayo dreaming today. So,
well, they say that dreams are a mix of things that you have experienced in your day and in your memories. So, would you mind telling us about how you got into The Simpsons?
Well, it was on a lot, and my folks liked it, and they basically subjected me to it. It was one of the few cartoons I could watch with my dad. And it was on reruns all the time, of course, because I grew up in the 80s. So I think I know I've seen Tracy Ullman, but I don't think I've actually seen Tracy Ullman when it was released. I think it was post Tracy Ullman when I first watched The Simpsons.
That was before I was alive.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I'm in my 30s.
Yeah. No comment.
And a happy belated Luke's to all of our listeners. And then, what is your background with One Piece?
Well, as you may have guessed, I did see a lot of the 4Kids version.
Mm-hmm.
I have since been cleansed and seen a lot. I actually read a whole bunch of it when it was in Shonen Jump. Back when you could get Shonen Jump in America.
The physical version.
The physical version of, the American Shonen Jump, which was very different than the Japanese one, but it was, the physical Shonen Jump. And I've read up to the part where they enter the Grand Line. And then everything other than that, it's been either I've seen bits and pieces or have learned it academically, i.e. from experts, that is my friends who are obsessed with it. And I also I think the first One Piece I ever watched was a fan sub where Luffy was called Roof. So
yeah. Oh no, we're going to translate this exactly as it would be directly from the Japanese. Doesn't really work that well if you're not going to apply logic to it.
Yeah, and I'm glad it's not Roofy, right? I think I just might as well address, unlike the characters in the episodes we watched, I do want to address the elephant in this room. Yeah, but I also have a theory, and One Piece started. When did One Piece start? When did the comic start?
The manga in Japan or the US?
In Japan.
I want to say, 1997.
Okay, 1997. When did the movie Hook come out?
1991.
Okay, so what happens when you translate Rufio into Romaji?
Interesting.
It's either Rufio, which can either be Rufio or Lufio.
I'll accept that. I forget what I forget what the origin of Luffy's name is, because a lot of the times, like
Oda's just lying.
I was going to say, Oda just like straight up steals names from history or famous people,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I can see that. Like, I can follow the I can follow the path that you got there with.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think it's better than A24 420, but I'm glad that you're on board with this one.
All right. Well, and then the third question I have is, in 2 sentences or less, do you think that Mothman could fit into the One Piece universe?
Yeah. Yes. Mothman is absolutely a part of One Piece, and I'm sad that he hasn't shown up yet.
I mean, yeah, there probably actually could be a Mothman fruit out there.
Yeah.
So,
Where is it, and can I have it?
well, we'll have to see, because I finished the reread that I was doing since the last episode that we recorded, so I'm caught up on the manga, and we have yet to have Mothman show up. We just keep seeing reasons why we need to eat the rich.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is Oda rich?
Yes, Oda is very rich now.
Okay. I mean, like there's rich people, and then there's people who can work themselves to death.
He's also, I think a lot of fans are worried that he is getting to that point. Like, the most recent chapter of the comic was unfinished when he released, and he's like, yeah, I feel really bad about this. And people are like, yeah, no, take your time. We have seen enough mangaka who have died super young as a result.
Yeah, we don't want another Kentaro Miura. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and One Piece doesn't even have, like, I don't know if it even has a suggestion of a resolution at this point.
Oda has said that they are in the final act of the manga, like the final arc, and I think it was supposed to be like we're 5 years away from the ending, but I think that might also be one of those we're always just 5 years away from the ending. Because Oda also
Yeah.
initially said, oh, One Piece is only going to last for 5 years, and we are at the 25th anniversary.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the time listeners would have heard this, Luffy, I believe, would have been in the Thanksgiving Day Parade. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, specifically.
That's
Holy shit.
right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. With Goku and all his friends.
And Funky. Hey, Funky. That's a
Funky?
Funky
Oh,
Winkerbean.
Funky Winker. Holy shit. It's been a minute.
We can use Funky Winkerbean on the show.
Really?
Yeah. Because he shows
okay.
up as a balloon. Uh-huh.
Okay, hold on.
Adding a name right now.
I'm just doing a little bit of research. You guys do your thing, and I'll, you know.
That's completely fair. So I was actually also doing a bunch of prep to kind of figure out, well, how long does it look like it would take us to catch up on the anime? And we won't even be caught up by 2027, continuing at our main clip, and that's not even saying whether or not we do special episodes that cancel out normal episodes for the movies and specials. So
Oh, yeah.
we've got a way to go. we have a ways to go. But one of the things that I came across was, oh, hey, there's a bunch of characters who we've come across, but we didn't actually match them because at the time that we started the show, Janine, the characters didn't have names. And Oda went back and was like, hey, you know how you seen all of Shank's buddies? All of those people have names now. None of them are important, but there will be a point coming up where we get to go and match some of those characters like Bonk Punch and his monkey.
Is that going to be today?
No.
Okay. Because I did some digging.
Is this why you don't like using monkeys so much?
Me?
No, me.
Okay.
I'm oddly protective about some characters. But the other reason I bring that back is we have seen the 5 elders of the world who have, in the past year, been given actual character names. So I just wanted to update any of the listeners.
Yes.
That previously the person who we had as the French minister, who we cast with the French prime minister, is now J. Garcia Saturn. The person who was previously the UK representing elder, who was played by the British casino designer, is now Marcus Mars. The Russian representative, who was played by Lugash, is now known as Top Man Mercury. The Chinese the Chinese representative, who was played by Chinese Principal Number 1, is now Ethan Barron v. Nusjuro. And the U.S. representative, who is played by Uncle Slam, is now Shepard Jew Peter.
Excuse me, what?
Shepard Jew Peter. J-U space P-E-T-E-R. Like Jupiter the planet.
Okay.
Yeah, not like this is what we're using to make anti-Semitic gunpowder.
Cool.
Yeah. One Piece is weird.
Oh, yeah.
One Piece.
Sometimes I want to, like, there's a lot of shonen mangaka that I want to talk to and be like, hey, I want to tell you something about the world. I mean, I know that you've read a lot of comics, and Osamu Tezuka was, blessed and stuff like that. But you can't do it anymore, buddy. You can't. It's done. It's out. It's gone now.
But Attack on Titan did it.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, because we're all wanting to emulate what's his face, Mr. I don't know his name, but Attack on Titan.
Neither do I.
Not that, like, Kentaro Miura, as beautiful as Berserk is, that is not just because it is as like already just crazy as it is doesn't give them any excuse to be as like salty. Are we monitoring? Should I monitor my language on this show?
No, you can fucking curse.
Okay, sweet. Ass, damn hell ass, as Bart would say.
Oda, I think, has grown more than a lot of people. There's a few areas that I think more come from cultural confusion.
Yes.
But overall, he has been a lot more comfortable with queer characters and genderqueer characters.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Mm-hmm. None of those show up at this point.
We're not talking about Gatherine?
We're not talking Gatherine. About Magic the Gatherine.
That's why she's so, like, she's a busy woman,
because
she is playing Magic the Gatherine. She doesn't have time for whatever his name
Silly
is.
Silly boys.
Yeah.
Jabra.
Jabra.
All right. Well, the episodes that we are going to be covering this week initially ran between May 21st and June 25th of the year 2006, which was a decent year. Was 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 that during the? No, that wasn't during the last writer's strike, because that was.
Oh God. When did Heroes come out? Because it was the year. It was out right after, like, right as Heroes was
It
coming
was
out.
the 0708 writer's strike because it disrupted season 2, so Peter Petrelli's girlfriend got stuck in another universe and it never got resolved.
Yeah, no, that's how I remember the writer's strike, because it was Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And we never got the George Miller Justice League, which sounds like it would have been a fascinating mess.
yeah. So maybe someday we can go into that universe with Peter Petrelli's girlfriend and see that Justice League.
The Simpsons episodes that ran this time were the end of season 17, which is also, unfortunately, the end of episodes that they have on Freakiac, which makes my job slightly harder. The first one was regarding Margie, where Marge gets amnesia and remembers everyone except for Homer, and she can't figure out why she loved him. And then eventually she remembers him when she remembers that he's an alcoholic.
Yep.
Yeah. It's very much one of the episodes in towards the end of the Jerk-Ass Homer series or seasons where they just had a bunch of why are they together? Like you keep not giving us an answer.
Yeah.
I did appreciate the gender bent Patty and Selma brothers that we had.
Yes, and I did actually. This episode did provide me an equivalent character, which I'll get to.
Hell yeah, Rodrigo style.
I can't remember what Rodrigo style is, but we'll get to it.
Mm-hmm.
So the next one is
the monkey suit, where Ned Flanders and Lovejoy decide to get creationism taught at the schools, and then when Lisa protests, it becomes the only thing that they can teach at schools, and Lisa brings it all up as part of a court case, and Marge gets Ned to call Homer an ape, which gets them to lose the case. It has some interesting ideas and some solid bits, but it kind of lacks a clear end point.
Yeah. It is very, like, toothless at the end.
Mm-hmm.
About that.
Janine, any comments on this one?
It really sucks to see this episode after seeing such a good Ned positive episode earlier in the season.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the one where Bart has a ape for a mom?
Yeah. Bart has two mommies. Yeah. In that one, like, we saw Ned, like, loosen up a little bit, and then, like, here we are, like, fundamentalist Ned, and I linger for a less Flanderized Flanders.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is definitely this is a show with multiple writers and different creators and not necessarily a lot of oversight.
Yeah, like Ned has become more of a character and more of a lovable character, because before, like, when he started out, he was like a villain.
Was he?
Well, I just remember there was that episode where the
Hurricane?
no, this is I think it's a pretty old one, but it's the one where the kids get taken away from Homer and Marge because I mean, maybe they should be, but Ned takes care of them and tries to baptize them.
Mm-hmm.
They are terrified. And then Maggie, like, is into it because, they're giving her, like, attention and not, like, letting her go through the trash and live in the trash can or whatever. And then Marge, or it's not Marge, Lisa and Bart are like freaking out, and then Maggie, like they see Maggie as this traitor to their family. But the only thing that keeps Maggie from like going to the other side, so to speak, is Marge. So, and like Maggie was fully like acting possessed. So
I don't think it was necessarily that intense. It has been maybe a year or so since I've watched that, but
yeah,
I think it was equally like the kids got taken away after a series of extenuating circumstances led to one bad day, but also Flanders going to baptize the kids is both one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's not your place to do this if you've been looking after them for less than a week, but also it is weird that like Lovejoy didn't have the kids baptized since they go to church pretty much every Sunday.
yeah. I think they were supposed to be there. They addressed that in the episode or something, but it's been like I said, it's been a while since I've seen that one. That's one that I caught on reruns. All right, so we have regarding Margie, we have the monkey suit.
The last one is Marge and Homer turn a couple play where Homer and Marge end up offering marriage counseling to Buck Mitchell and Tabitha Vicks. Buck is a baseball player and Tabitha is a musician, pop star, and Buck's ability to play well corresponds to how well he feels about his marriage, and then it looks like Homer and Tabitha have an affair, so Homer goes to try and set things straight. This one also didn't work for me, and I watched the Real Jim's video recap of season 17, and apparently he just liked aspects of this episode that I was just like, nah.
Yeah, this one was another dud for me. Like this one and regarding Margie were both very I mean, a writer might have looked at them like they could have been, I don't know if they could be written by AI, but like and not that I'm saying that they ever should, but this, let me just say, there was a little bit less effort put into them as there was into the monkey suit, which actually had some like really good gags in it.
This one was formulaic with a splash of let's get y'all horny.
Oh, the margin Homer. Yeah, like it was weird. Also, like the weird slut shaming and I don't know. Like there was I rewatched the episode where they go to Tokyo because because of reasons I will state. But
oh yeah, that one's got some stuff that did not age well.
Oh my god! But the
like that episode can't be shown in Japan for multiple reasons.
Yeah, and it's like some of the gags are good, like some of the jokes are good, and like the take on Takeshi's castle is actually really like funny. You know, it's too bad that so much of the rest of it is like 1000% racist, but it, you know, it is at least specific enough, but it also has the teeth that I think a lot of the newer Simpsons episodes lack, where it also has the characterization of Flanders and the family as being sort of the passive, like the thing about Flanders, I think that is the most fun for me is that he's just like, he is a true Christian in that he is forgiving and passive. And you know, he might have some funny ideas, but he doesn't usually, like, except for the Leftorium, he doesn't really like do anything.
It varies in episodes. Like we've seen him like giving out room to the homeless and like running soup kitchens and things, but it exists for gags. Like there's the core of Flanders, and then you can kind of just pull it so far in
Yeah.
various directions, like fundamentalist or like good person.
I think that is, though, kind of touching on what I really don't like about like episodes where we see a more fundamental Flanders. It's more the he's doing something, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um
He whenever he takes a proactive role, it is usually showing off his worst sides.
Yeah, in these later seasons, yes, because with the like it used to be, his proactive role was just doing something that is nice, but in the 90s when The Simpsons was like really riding high, it was quote unquote lame because it was lame to be nice in the 90s. Because we were all
Well,
bored and grunge.
and I think there is also a different view of what a non-Catholic Christian was, which is kind of what Flanders has been, and as we've seen that change to like fit more of the conservative evangelical view, that's been a shift that has existed.
Yeah. And it is that kind of the very 90s idea of like, oh, isn't this cute? Where we would have these like these tongue-in-cheek kind of references like, oh, aren't these fundamental people cute, or isn't this like ignorance cute, and now it's a really big problem. And it's not cute anymore.
No.
And 90s media was very intent on making it like just kind of cute, and then it's very much like, oh, but I'm only joking kind of bully logic.
It's kind of like Dale on King of the Hill, where there's a level where it's like, oh yeah, he's very silly, but as we've seen people who have more malignant versions of those views, or they are taking actions against like actual people, it changes.
Yeah. And I do miss the days when the things that Ned would do were all just like doing something for the community or being selfless. Like, everyone with the Meteor episode where he has to be, he's like ostracized. He's like, okay, sirrah, sirrah. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the episodes. New characters who have been unlocked include Brenda Weingarten, Little Mo Sislak, Bambi, Tony Huncharella, the Kellogg's Tiger, but Kellogg's is spelled differently, Charles Darwin, who makes out with the creationist devil, and Mole Man's wife.
We haven't seen Mole Man's wife before this?
We've seen different wives of Mole Man.
Damn, it gets
Mole Man gets around.
Yeah, Jesus.
some people just be gay for Mole Man.
Yeah.
He tastes like a peanut.
What? What?
There's a he tastes like a peanut.
Please.
There's
cite
a time
your
where Homer licks Mole Man and says he tastes like a peanut.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I fully believe you. I fully believe you that that's a thing that happened, especially after these episodes. But I was never. I'm gonna have to talk to my partner about that because he watched the episodes with me, the Simpsons. He's read more One Piece than I have, but like he knows about the same like Simpsons canon that I do, so he helped me out a little bit. But we were reminding each other of some whack shit that happened in the Simpsons. All right, so there's a lot of, you mentioned a lot of characters. There's a lot more characters on this list, but we'll get there, I suppose.
Yeah. Specifically in Burns' Air, when they look to have Mole Man work as a replacement for Bart in the family, Homer kisses him and says he tastes like a peanut.
Thank you. Thank you for that very specific citation.
You can take that to
very good at that.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons I'm here. One was that you invited me, but another thing is like I just love it I just love having, encyclopedic sources of things that, like, I didn't get that into. Like, I can tell you anything you want to know about Trent Reznor, but, like...
Ron Zertner?
No. This is a different guy. What the fuck is that from?
Oh, Ron Zertner is Trent Reznor's name backwards. It's the anti-Trent Reznor.
Oh, fuck. I've heard that.
I also don't remember where it's from.
Like, you said that, and I'm like, that's a joke from something. File not found. Anyway. So, yeah, hyperfixations. Let's talk about anime.
Yeah. Specifically, we were talking about episodes 264 through 269. Nice. Of One Piece.
Thank you.
I will edit that so we all get synced there.
Okay.
These episodes include Operation Disembarkation commences. The Straw Hat crew rushes in.
Luffy charges in. Luffy charges in. Great decisive battle of the Judiciary Island.
Battle with the giants. Open the second door.
The means of escaping is opened. Fly through the sky, Rocket Man.
Hey, catch up with Luffy. The Straw Hat Pirates' all-out war.
Robin betrayed the expectations of the world government.
That's just a big mood.
Yeah.
Previously on One Piece, the crew headed to Water 7 because they needed to get the Going Merry repaired. Long story short, the government agents of CP9 were hiding out at the Prime shipbuilding company looking for blueprints that would allow them to build some sort of secret weapon, and to do so, they needed to find the blueprints and also a famous shipwright, Cutty Flam, who had since become the chief of the underworld, Frankie.
Right.
CP9 also forcibly enlisted Nico Robin by threatening her crew and newfound family so that she would work to assassinate Iceberg, the leader of the shipbuilding company and mayor of Water 7, to try and get those aforementioned blueprints. Now, Frankie and Nico Robin have been captured by CP9, and the Straw Hat crew, along with the Frankie family and the members of the Galila company, seek to save their friend, Nico Robin, and also Frankie, from the deadly clutches of the government. Also, Usopp quit the crew because he did not want to believe that the Going Merry was in critical condition and could no longer sail, and after vanishing on the mysterious sea train has been somehow replaced by the mysterious Sniper King.
Yes.
I love having that button.
Oh my god. So is this the first time he's had that little song?
No, he also had it in the last batch of episodes that we saw.
Okay. That fucking Toho.
Yeah.
His little Toho. Like his icon that comes up is so genius, and his like whole Ultraman, like it's so good.
Did you watch the sub or the dub?
I watched the sub.
Okay, because I was going to say Sunny Straight voices Usopp and a bunch of other characters, including Sniper King, who's called Sniper King, aka Soge King.
Soge King, yes.
And just does a beautiful job singing that song.
Oh my god. I'll have to look up a clip on YouTube. Because that sounds amazing.
But yeah, so the government agents arrived on the Puffing Tom, which was the only legal sea train that there was. Everyone else started heading over on Rocket Man, which was the incomplete and unstoppable sea train. And they were joined by the Frankie family and the Galileo Company, and were also being pulled by two massive sea kings, Sodom and Gomorrah.
I love them. I assume they've already been matched.
Yes, they are Dino and Hoppy from the Flintstones, who made appearances on The Simpsons.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, MVPs, Sodom and Gomorrah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the only time that's ever said.
No, it's a common sentiment. They're trying their best out here.
Okay, good.
So, the party was split Oh, do you have any other questions or things that need to be clarified before we go into what happened in these episodes we just watched that you think the audience might want to know because you were coming in here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I had only heard about Robin. The only episode that I knew that I'd seen Robin in is the episode I had mentioned earlier where Luffy was referred to as Roof. And the I know that she showed up and she has arms or something, which she never uses in these episodes that we watched today.
So Robin is we're going to find out more about her backstory in this part of the arc. She has the ability to bloom parts of her body, but she is currently wearing sea stone handcuffs that prevent her from using her powers.
Oh, that does explain a few things, yeah.
And Frankie is a cyborg.
I know about Frankie. I didn't know he was also known as Cuddy Flam. But I recognized him from the various manga bits that I've seen and the lore. The other thing that friends of mine pointed this out to me, but I think is important for the audience, is that Spandam refers to the Buster Call in these episodes. Yes. And do we know what that is in the series yet?
We've gotten vague references to it. I had watched all these episodes like a few weeks back, so I forget exactly what point. It is a massive destructive military force, and it is something that Robin in particular has witnessed before, which is why she does not want her friends to be hit by the Buster Call.
Yes. And yeah, because when I was watching it, they were talking about the blueprints. And I knew the blueprints were for a weapon. And so I had assumed that they were for the weapon was called the Buster Call, but it was important to have that clarified because she's really, really afraid of this Buster Call being set upon the Straw Hats. So, and I think that bit of dialogue happens in the last episode because that's where she's being punched around a lot by Spandam. And so, that's... Yeah.
Oh, and Spandam got Tom, who was his old shipwright teacher, killed.
Okay. Frankie's or his
Frankie's.
Own? Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah. Spandam just really sucks, but that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Yep. He is also, for your visual reference, being played by Stan from American Dad.
Really?
Yes.
Same voice? Same expectation?
for the purposes of our show. But yes.
Okay, cool.
You got the good amount of hubris and machismo over too much power, yada yada.
Yeah. Apparently Kenshiro's been at him though, because he's got that weird mask that keeps his head from exploding.
Oh, that was from when Frankie smashed his face.
Oh, okay, cool.
He also is supposed to look like Mankind, the wrestler.
Oh, of course he is. Of course. Who's not a wrestler in this show?
All right, so the party was split previously as the Frankie family reached the edge of Enies Lobby, while the Straw Hats were left behind on the Rocket Man, which had derailed.
Rocket Man.
The party stay in contact with Polly, explaining that they will need to reach the Gates of Justice before Robin goes past them, so the Gale-La shipwrights and the Frankie family will work on clearing the way, allowing the Straw Hats to focus on the CP9 agents. Meanwhile, Spandam is berating CP9 agents we haven't seen before, Kumadori, Jabra, and Fukuro, for failing to kill the leaders of the Revolutionary Army, the attack which failed because Fukuro told the revolutionaries their entire plan. And I appreciate that we are starting to get references to the Revolutionary Army, which is something that is now finally being more important, like 800 chapters later.
Right.
And it's big freak hours with Kumadori and Fukuro. Like, Jabra has weird vibes to him too, but he does not try and commit seppuku and does not have a literal zipper on his mouth.
Which doesn't do fuck all for Fukuro. Like, he still unzips his fucking, he's just like, jabba jabba, I'm gonna spill the beans, and like, you should put a fucking plate, like Beetlejuice. Like, you know, if you don't want him to say anything, you should have him like have to do a math problem before he opens his mouth. But, you know, I don't know if that's something that the CP9 are equipped to do.
They're here for reducing the numbers of people, not reducing fractions.
Alas.
So Luffy ignores the plan and launches himself past the first gate, and when Spandam is warned about it, he dismisses the threat, which leads to a recurring, he does not understand what is going on at all, which is wonderful.
Well, a lot of people don't. I mean, not a lot of people do in this program of this entire series. Which, I mean, Luffy. I love how Luffy like slingshotted himself into the fray after everyone's like, okay, we're gonna hang back, and they're gonna like use Rocket Man to Rocket Man our way into the town, and then we're gonna like we're gonna beat their army up with our army. We're gonna play some Warcraft, right? And then Luffy's like, no. I'm Lucky D. Luffy. I'm going in there, and they're like, you have a plan.
And he's gone.
Okay, shit. And then he's just fucking wandering around town, and like every dude in the universe is on his ass, and he's like, fuck, I'm gonna go up. And they're like, whoa, up? You guys still got up?
His just like fucking around is beautiful. Like when he's just like, oh, I'm going to attach myself like an exoskeleton and make you fight the other people down here. Just like no strategy behind it. It's an awful idea, but God, it's hilarious.
Had he done that before?
No.
Shit. Okay, I'm glad that I got to see a new power, a new Luffy power unlocked, where he's like, because he called him like his helper robot, and he like made the fucking automatopoeia noises as he was like manipulating this guy. Oh god, that was really good. Anyway, so Luffy slingshots himself in there, and then just it's like every that asshole in every D&D game that we've ever played. Sometimes we are that asshole. Let's be honest. It is just like no, I'm gonna run in. No one lives forever. I'm made of rubber. How did that happen?
Yo ho ho! You took a bite of gum gum.
Thank you.
I don't have that clip on the soundboard anymore.
That's okay. We'll do it. Yeah.
I do have this button. I forget what this one does.
Huh? Who? This well-mannered snake?
You know exactly what that button does.
Oh, I love Usopp voice button.
That's right. It's all coming back to me. It's
So
like I feel like a Manchurian Candidate.
Oh. So the Frankie family and Gale-La are meanwhile being pulled by Sodom and Gomorrah. They get past the initial gate and begin fighting, and Spandam gets disconnected from another call. As Luffy charges over the second gate, he reaches the main part of the island, and Spondum ignores the new warnings and the request from the CP9 agents to, maybe check it out, maybe join in the fight. And when Spondum checks back at the new gate, he hears no reply because the forces are overwhelmed. And that is when the Frankie family meets their match against actual giants Kashi and Oimo.
Sounds delicious.
Mm-hmm. I love Oimo, the new milk alternative, and Kashi is just a great cereal.
Yeah, it's a lot of fiber.
It is. It helps keep you regular.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we're getting to a part where one of 4Kids' famous, we don't think these episodes are going to be important, so we're just going to cut them, are going to become important and very relevant and have become even more relevant in the past year of the manga.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, One Piece is long fucking game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But, 4Kids, we all know how those donuts crumbled.
Mm-hmm. They didn't even want One Piece. They were just told that they had to get it if they wanted magical Do-Re-Mi. And that show died on the vine.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So, the rest of the Frankie family tries to open the gate for Rocket Man to get through, but the giants are easily stopping them until the leaders of Gale-La and the Frankie family work together to bring the giant duo down. Spondum checks in again and refuses to believe that Luffy is smashing hundreds of guards like it is a Dynasty Warriors game, and the call is disconnected once again. And I do love that they have at least 2 One Piece Pirate Warriors games where you can just run through Enies Lobby and just beat down hundreds of soldiers as Luffy.
It's a Enies Lobby Survivor, a la Vampire Survivor. You just spin around, and sometimes you get the power that lets you go up.
I feel like the Survivor aspect would... I am unfamiliar with Vampire Survivor, but I feel like the aspect of that would be you're a soldier trying to take down Luffy, but also survive.
No, Vampire Survivor does, in fact, have a misleading name. Although the whole idea of the game is that you have all these passive powers and you just have to walk around and not get got by waves and waves of Medusa heads and ghosts and shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway. You are a vampire who is the survivor, not you're a survivor of vampires.
Well, sometimes you're a vampire that is a survivor. Sometimes you're a witch. Sometimes you're a panda with a ball. It depends on what you have unlocked in the game.
Fair. Rob Lucci and his CP9 team, meanwhile, bring in Robin and Frankie to the rest of the CP9 organization. And Spondum gloats about what he had done to Tom, so Frankie bites his head. And in the chaos of this moment, the snail receiver is knocked off the hook, preventing any incoming calls to Spondum. Down in Enies Lobby, the Chief Justice Baskerville hears about Luffy and the Straw Hats' actions and dispatches the watchdog troops after them. Back at the front gate, the enemies have closed the door, but Yokozuna, the giant frog, smashes them, turning them into a ramp that Rocket Man flies off of right into Oimo, who was recovering from the attack. And then the train crashes, the Straw Hats depart from the now destroyed sea train.
Real quick, couple things. Yokozuna did smash them. It was Zoro's idea, and because he was sitting on front of the train, they're like, Zoro, do your thing, and he's like, yes, I will do my thing. And then he's like, hey, frog, do your thing, which was interesting. But the other thing is, and this is another question that I would like clarification for both myself and the readers. What's going on with that frog? Because these episodes began with a heart-to-heart between Grandma Frankie and the frog.
Yeah, Granny Kokoro.
Yeah.
Kokoro and Yokozuna and Frankie and Iceberg, who's the mayor currently of Water 7, who CP9 tried to assassinate to get the blueprints, all worked with Tom. And Tom built the sea train as it was his dream, and then the government was going to let him get a pardon because he also built the pirate ship for the king of the pirates, Gold Roger, or Gold D. Roger. And then Spondum wanted to get those blueprints, so he framed an attack on Tom and his apprentices. And so Tom ended up using his pardon to save his apprentices, and the sea train that he built took him off to Enies Lobby, where he was killed. Frankie tried to stop the sea train and instead got hit by a full speed train, which destroyed his body, which led him to become a cyborg.
Right.
And Yokozuna has since tried to derail the train every day of his life.
Oh, okay. And so Grandma Kokoro and Yokozuna decided they had a peace accord, and he wasn't going to try to derail the train because then they were going to save Frankie.
They're going to get revenge on the people who took Tom away.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you.
No problem. So, Luffy, meanwhile, keeps getting lost while trying to find Robin and also keeps devastating troops along the way. Like, there's lots of Luffy shenanigans here. It's just most of them don't progress the plot at all.
Yeah, that's what happens when you just like jump into the fray ahead of your party, and the rest of your party is like, we'd like to roll initiative, please. And meanwhile, this son of a bitch over here is like, oh wait, okay, I got this. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna min-max that, and then I'm gonna go over here, and then I'm gonna get on the roof where nothing can happen to me. Except I keep going back down on the street, even though I can like shoot myself across town using my arms.
Luffy doesn't have the worst navigation in the crew, but he still is an idiot.
Yeah. He's a shonen hero. You know. He can't be too powerful.
Oh, and you gotta delay him. You can't have him just knock out the bad guy in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, as the rest of the Straw Hats crawl from the wreckage, the Marines prepare to open fire until Kokoro, Chimney, and Gonbei pretend to be hostages. And this allows Nami to summon a thunderstorm to attack the Marines, taking them out while also hitting some of the allies, including Sogeking, Sanji, and Zoro. And then all of them see a large explosion and figure that is where Luffy is currently at. Also, I forgot how great Chimney and Gonbei are.
I love
Chimney's the girl. Gonbei is the rabbit that everyone just calls a cat.
Yeah. I don't get it, but whatever. I've seen Tenchi Muyo. These things happen.
Yeah, they're just weird imps.
I mean, every animal in this show is some kind of weird little guy. Like, it's like Pokemon, but where the Pokemon can actually talk.
Well, technically, some of the animals in this are actually weapons. Like the elephant that you saw earlier, Funkfried, is actually a sword that ate a devil fruit to turn it into an elephant.
What?
That's what I'm talking about. We saw a dog, but it wasn't a dog. It was actually a gun that ate a fruit that made it become a dog.
And that dog then got a cold.
How did a dog? Okay, how did a gun eat a fruit though? How did an inanimate object eat a devil fruit?
Science.
No, I reject your reality. Like,
you can't substitute your own.
Oh, please don't die.
We are going to get a brief explanation of this soon, and literally all that we get from Spondum is, science did it.
Okay.
Science is great.
Well, okay, so did they just push them together? Did they do a Manhattan Project and they've put them together with the Demon Core or some shit?
So where the manga currently is now, almost 20 years later, we are seeing the place where they invent all of the science, and it's still fucking weird.
Okay, I mean, it's One Piece.
It's One Piece.
I'm expecting it.
You accept that there's science to turn you into a cyborg, and science that can make your sword eat a fruit.
And then turn into an elephant.
Because it ate the elephant fruit.
Okay.
One Piece.
Yeah, indeed. The gun ate the fruit. I'm going to talk to my friends about this. No one told me about this. No one prepared me for this. I'm going to talk to them and be like, Janine, please continue.
I mean, how would you like them to prepare you for, oh yeah, One Piece is weird. There's a sword that ate a fruit and now it can turn into an elephant.
You know, now that you put it that way, of course there is in One Piece.
One Piece.
All right, so Luffy's getting lost.
The regrouped Marines and the Watchdogs start to surround everyone who came in on the sea train. So the Gale shipwrights help the Straw Hats escape on Sodom, with Polly eventually falling back with the shipwrights to open up more room. And he asks the pirates to tell the CP9 agents they are all fired. Sponda, meanwhile, is gloating about the plan that he has and all the power that he holds now, since he should not have access to a buster call. And when Robin calls him out for that, he assaults her and promises to make her wish that she was dead before he kills her. And he also reveals that he has gone back on his promise because he said that if they came, he had told her that if she came with them, the Straw Hats would be able to leave Water 7 without any interference. But now they have left Water 7 and they have headed to Enies Lobby, so he is going back on his deal.
Yeah, he's really doing, pulling a fine print on that one. Mm-hmm. Didn't you see here that in the, if they came after you and tried to save you?
Yeah. In Robin's defense, she had told them to just leave her to die, and she is their friend, so they will not do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, in Robin's defense, she probably thought that they would maybe be reasonable. I mean, maybe she had a bit of plausible deniability, even though she has met, Monkey D. Luffy. But, you look at Luffy and you think, there's something else going on there. There must be something else going on there. How the fuck is he alive? Other than, the rubber thing. Yo ho ho, took about a gum gum.
Gotta go.
Yeah, gotta go. Yeah, there's nothing. It's just peanuts in there. Just like Mole Man.
So so Spondon promises to send the rest of the crew to Impel Down because he believes that they've all been captured at this point. And he reveals that Nika Robin is going to go to the Navy headquarters, while Frankie will also be sent to Impel Down, which is the big super prison that we'll get to eventually. So Frankie bites Spondam's head again, which is when the CP9 agents notice that the phone is off the hook, and Spondam just dismisses them for the time being. The King Bulls with their passengers keep pushing through, and Chopper explains how the Frankie family had saved both of them from a sea king that ate them, and even though saving them was entirely coincidental and they were not eaten by the Frankie family because they were full, that earned their eternal loyalty. And also that's when the Straw Hats realize that Soge King has been missing the entire time. And then Luffy finally reaches the gatehouse roof, which is where Blue Note appears to stop him. So we got a bunch of stuff on the next batch.
All right.
But we also have 7 characters to match. So are you all ready for this?
Yes, I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you only need the name ideas once. I don't think you have a rival show that would also coincidentally get you on to cover these exact same episodes.
Oh no, yeah, no. Like this is fine. This is fine. I was a little worried when we were talking about like the characters that were now introduced as different names. Um, but I did go through. Um, I did go through some things. I did do some research for this.
Awesome. Well, up first we have Kumadori, and I have three names for this. My Rodrigo style, and Rodrigo style is a reminder slash educational moment, are characters who appeared in episodes of The Simpsons that we also covered in the same episode.
Okay. Yes.
It is named after Rodrigo Vargas, who did the cover for the Exiled Annual for this year that you will be able to find at exiledpodcast.com by the time this episode comes out.
Awesome.
My Rodrigo suggestion was Wallace Brady, which was the Southern lawyer. I also added on Richie Sakai, and then my big weird suggestion is Christopher Walken.
Ooh.
I was trying to find the right sort of strange energy, and I feel like Christopher Walken has that. Janine, who do you have?
I had no idea what to go for this, and I just threw down Ultraman Homer.
I actually know that one.
All right, and that was the only suggestion you had for this one, Janine?
That was the only suggestion because I didn't have enough time to go back and get second answers. I like having short picks when we have a guest so that it's more likely that the guest can be able to have like more of a chance.
Fair enough. Emily, who do you have for Kumadori?
Well, I rewatched 30 Minutes Over Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going has the game show host of Super Happy Smile Fun Time Family Wish Show.
Oh, you mean Wink?
Yeah, is he taken?
I don't believe so because I have him as a suggestion for another character on here.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well that's my suggestion for Kumadori.
Oh, wait, no, I had also had Wink on for Kumadori, and then I just deleted him because I was like, I feel Christopher Walken is stronger. For those of you who have not Googled Kumadori, he is a very tall, very pale man with long pink hair. He looks like a kabuki theater actor.
Yes. And sadly, they did not have. I was looking for a character that I thought was in the 30 Minutes Over Tokyo episode, which was not actually there. They referred to doing a kabuki play, but they never actually did. So,
you had done Frankie Yak and well, let's see if I can find. Nope. Yeah, Homer says that in jail they had to be in a dumb kabuki play about the 47 Ronin.
Yes. And he had to be Ori.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Yeah, I really like Christopher Walken as sort of a out there pick for a disconcerting voice and character.
I mean, I would pick, I don't know if I would pick Kumadori for Christopher Walken, because Christopher Walken seems like one that you'd want to keep for later. However, it is less borderline culturally insensitive than one of the characters from the episode that is more than borderline culturally insensitive.
And I mean, Christopher Walken has been in his borderline culturally insensitive films, like Balls of Fury.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, I personally will not say no to Christopher Walken ever, sadly. Well, except when in some of those movies I haven't seen, but that's not because no one has ever actually said to me, you should watch this movie with Christopher Walken in it. They say, we should watch this movie. And then I say no. And then that's my final answer. So now you know how to make me watch these movies, audience member.
Well, Janine, can you get behind Christopher Walken?
Oh, can I?
Yeah. Me too. I'll be next.
All right, well, that is one down. Next we have Jabra, who has a long, like, Fu Manchu mustache, a goatee, and a also long ponytail. And a big scar on his face. Janine, who do you have for Jabra?
I put Steven Tyler, but I forgot why.
I don't know. Also, we have surprisingly not used Steven Tyler yet.
What?
And we might have at maybe 2 different versions of Steven Tyler by now.
So I think we've used other members. We have used other members of Aerosmith, I believe, but not Steven Tyler specifically. Oh yeah, we also do have 2 versions of Steven Tyler because there's Flaming Moe's and then there's the Rock Camp one.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Animated Steven Tyler did not age well. We are getting more of those characters, so there have been 2 distinct versions of them, which is a fascinating phenomenon. Emily, who do you have for Jabra?
He's probably already taken, but it was one of the I can't remember the name of the character, but it's Moe's or not Moe. I keep thinking of Moe because Moe tries to kill him. The bully that is trying to date Bart's possible girlfriend, who says his pants
You
are
mean
chafing.
Jimbo?
Jimbo! Yeah, Jimbo.
Oh, Jimbo is our Sanji.
Oh, fuck. Bless.
Yeah.
Bless this mess. Okay, so, then Jabra, I'm going to say is Little Mo Sislak. Because of reasons. I don't know. Because he's like Mo, but not as cool. And Jabra's like Blue No, but not as cool.
I have 3 suggestions. My Rodrigo style is Freddie Alvarado, who's one of the baseball players who does actually look like Jabra.
Yes, that's true.
So he's got the mustache. He's got Latino features to him, which I feel like, despite wearing like the Chinese style shirt, Jabra also has weirdly Latino vibes. Janine, is that off to say that?
What? I don't know. I don't know because
We
there
haven't seen much of
is
him yet.
I could definitely see this character being based on a Danny Trejo.
Yeah,
I
he
can
has
see
big
that.
Danny Trejo energy, for sure.
But if I don't know the character that they're pulling from, it could easily just be also a Yakuza stereotype, and I wouldn't know.
I think it is a Yakuza stereotype. However, does Danny Trejo show up in The Simpsons?
I was looking up. He does. That is an episode that we have not gotten to yet, but there is a person who very much looks like Danny Trejo.
Okay.
The other 2 that I had were Snake Jailbird and Senor Ding Dong. And then, oh, what's this? Atticus from our Discord suggested Tito from the Springfield Isotopes.
Snake Jailbird doesn't have a guy?
We haven't used... Well, There are multiple snakes, but we haven't used Snake Jailbird.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go for Snake Jailbird because I would have chosen him, but I was like, for sure he's taken.
We're full of surprises here.
Yeah.
Janine, how are you feeling?
Whew.
I do kind of like the idea of going with Freddy Alvarado because the rest of our CP9 characters have been very obscure or weird variants.
Okay.
I could be convinced to go that way, yeah.
Yeah. I just was the best, one of the best jokes in the 30 minutes over Tokyo episode was Snake Jailbird cyber robbing the cyber cafe and saying yoink.com /losers. So I'm just thinking a lot about Snake Jailbird right now. I mean, like you could save. I mean, if I were you, I would save somebody, like save Snake Jailbird for someone.
Yeah, we won't remember Freddy Alvarado in a few episodes. Snake, we're going to have more opportunities for him.
Yeah, he's a recurring character. So,
up next we have Fukuro. Emily, who do you have for Fukuro? The large, round, green-haired, high-pitched voice, zipper mouth.
So, this is another long shot.
Uh-huh.
But what about old Fishbulb himself, Mr. Sparkle?
Oh.
We have brought up Mr. Sparkle before. I don't believe we have used him.
I'm just thinking just general shape and you know, the character is memorable, but I don't think they do anything, and I don't know if Fukuro does anything, but he looks like an egg, and an egg kind of looks like a fish bulb. Therefore, he's Mr. Sparkle, your best wash.
I mean, Fukuro and all these other CP9 agents are still around in present. So,
okay.
Like making a big investment for them is not a bad idea. The four pitches I had were, as Rodrigo style, the Kellogg's Tiger. That's Kellogg's with only one G.
Yeah.
I also had Chris Farley, the Pumpkinhead Man, and also the Cayman Islands rep, the guy who's like, oh, I shouldn't have said the secret account.
Oh.
Because he is also a rotund man who cannot keep a secret.
I mean, that's a good pitch.
That's what I go for. Janine, who do you have?
I have Funzo.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot about Funzo.
All right.
I gotta pull up Funzo and see how much of a little freak that is.
It's that's a little freak right there, huh?
Yeah, like,
you know what?
Funzo, fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Funzo too. I'm gonna reiterate. I am withdrawing Mr. Sparkle, and I'm gonna say Funzo for sure.
I mean, you have Mr. Sparkle down on your record as a suggestion, but yeah, it sounds like we got a Funzo here.
Yeah,
I think Mike is going to be delighted by that.
That is Funzo, or that Mr. Sparkle has shown up again as a suggestion.
Mr. Sparkle has shown up in the past as suggestions.
Okay.
Because I mean, there's the whole Fishman race. So.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I mean, we haven't even gotten to Fishman Island yet.
Oh, we haven't.
I thought that was Arlong Park.
Right. Right.
We haven't even delved into racism.
Yeah. I mean, we have.
Yeah.
But not in that way.
Yeah. All right. Up next, we have Kashi and Oimo. For both of them, I have pairs. My Rodrigo styles were Agent K and Agent J, who show up in a Men in Black trailer, which I think would just be funny to get both of those in. The other two that I had are callbacks from the last time that we needed big giants. Bernie and the redheaded employee, who, along with Homer, are put on B duty when the inspectors come.
Which one is
Janine.
that? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, which episode was that? Was that one of the recent ones, or was that like the one where Homer's like in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
I believe that is... that's Homer Goes to College.
Okay.
Which will probably come back up for other reasons.
Perfect.
I have, let's see here, I guess kind of a pair as well.
Mm-hmm.
They were both from the Attack of the 50-Foot Eyesores Treehouse of Horror segment.
Mm-hmm.
The Duff Cowboy and the Giant Kent Brockman.
Wonderful. One Piece is also a series where we have made mistakes by using giants before. I had to stop myself from saying we have made mistakes by blowing giants before.
Me too.
Big mistakes.
Very big mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
For Kashi and Oimo, I would decide to go Rodrigo style, and I went for Duffman 2 and Duffman 3. The two, the extra Duffmen.
I do like that.
So, let me double check.
Luke's been counting the Duffmen.
There are distinct Duffmen.
Oh yeah, I mean, there can't be only one.
Well, because we have used Larry. Larry was Yorkie, which means nothing to you. But he showed up on the train. I don't remember how we got... Oh, right. The fandom wiki is not as clear on the Duffman.
Okay.
The fandom wiki also doesn't list the names of the three nerds in Homer Goes to College on the appearances page.
That's criminal. They had him play Dungeons and Dragons where he was slain by an elf.
So there is Larry, or there is Joe, Sid, Larry, Barry, and also another one who has not appeared yet.
Okay. Those are the Duffmen.
And this was in Homer and Marge
do couples or whatever. Turn a couple play, yeah.
Yeah. I like to be specific because what if the nerds get frustrated about me not being clear?
Listen, I know several nerds, and they're very chill people, and they do not care about details or specifics, whether you get certain words right or anything. As far as I know, I think you're clear. If you're on Twitter, I would definitely say this very loud and multiple times on Twitter. I don't think anybody would care. In fact, I think you will be celebrated. Oh wait, I'm thinking of that alternate dimension that Peter Petrelli's girlfriend is in.
R.I.P. Okay, yeah, I couldn't find the details that I was looking for to see if it actually clarified which ones were which. So, we have 4 pairs to choose from. I mean, what are y'all's vibes on Kashi and Oimo? Because they're both giants.
They're big and they're dumb.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Yeah, I've kind of like based my entire thing on like what I got them as is just basically because that's big. What's big?
Yeah.
So the Bernie and the redheaded employee work because we are going to get their backstory, and it also ties into that. But I don't want to spoil what that is because Janine's going to be like, "Damn it, Luke told me this was coming, and I didn't put that together."
But the giants are dead. Like, dude had his fucking face nailed to the floor.
Oh no, giants in One Piece are very strong.
He had his face nailed to the floor, and then it was like he was hit in the face with a club by his giant bro.
Mm-hmm.
Did they take a bite of gum gum?
No, they're giants. They're just very structurally dense.
I guess, yeah. I mean, they're very dense in general. Mm-hmm. Bless their hearts.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm on Team Bernie and redheaded employee. Janine, where are you headed? Or what are you feeling?
I do like the Duffman.
Emily, how are you feeling?
I feel like I also like my idea that I had.
Fair enough.
They're broy, they're big and dumb. Maybe they're not giants, like literally, but they are a giant in their charisma and their packages. Thankfully, the One Piece giants do not have that feature really highlighted, which is nice. I mean, Frankie never wears pants from what I understand. So, good for him. And, I'm all about like equal opportunity, slutty outfits, like, good for them.
Well, he considers himself to have a pervert outfit.
Then why doesn't he wear pants? Is this part of his arc?
No, it's because he considers himself to be a pervert.
Oh, cool.
And so he just doesn't wear pants.
Oh, great. Another one.
Yeah. All right. Well, it sounds like y'all are on board for DohMance 2 and DohMance 3. So I will go with y'all's majority rule, and we will keep the bee in the jar for another time.
I'm sure there will be more giants.
There are more giants.
There you go.
Up next, we have Gatherine. Who do you have for Gatherine, Janine?
I have Waitress Bart.
That's really good.
Are you familiar with Waitress Bart?
I think I've seen Waitress Bart, but I can imagine.
Christ.
Let me look up Waitress Bart.
I don't know if it will bring things up, but I'm pretty sure there are images on the blue sky. So let me see if our shame.
Oh my god. Yes. Waitress Bart. God damn. Wait, are we going with DeviantArt fan art?
Oh, no.
Okay, I was gonna say I wasn't aware that was that we could count that as canon.
No, though that is someone who just edited the actual art
Okay.
and made it like a Playboy bunny outfit.
Okay, so he didn't look
And
like that in the original.
no, I posted in the chat a link to the second image has what I believe is the basis for that image.
Shoot. Oh shoot, I have to like sign into Blue Sky on Chrome. But I can also copy paste technology.
Technology, and I can edit this part out.
Yoink. Yoink.com/later. Okay.
Who do you have for Gatherine?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna go Rodrigo style and have it be the Bachelor #1. That tells Marge goodbye.
For Gathering the Waitress?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because she's dumps her whole thing is that she dumps Jabra like immediately, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fair. The ones who I have, my Rodrigo style was Clarice Drummond, who is Lisa's lawyer, or I also had the waitress from Mr. Burns' Casino, but God, Waitress Bart is cursed and wonderful, like it is the exact right image, or like energy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still looking up the picture of Waitress Bart, but I just need that to happen. Like, I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
I know when I've been bested, and this is one of those times.
Yeah. Gatherine, I believe, was initially depicted in one of the Q&A sessions, and like her appearance is partially a joke as a result of that. Like, it is not as fancy as another.
Yeah, I've from what I could tell, it was the character was never actually had a scene. She was only referred to.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the SBS, and then they just added it into the anime because she's in love with Lucci.
Yes. So. Okay, I see Waitress Bart. Yeah, I think that you're on the money, and I think that there's no better character for this position. I rest my case, Your Honor.
All right, and last we have Chief Justice Baskerville. Emily, who do you have for Chief Justice Baskerville?
So this is based on the fact that he has 3 heads. And nothing else, because I know virtually nothing about this character. He just shows up and he's like, blah, and then do shit. So I am going to choose the 3 different incarnations of James Earl Jones in the clouds that visit Lisa as well as the ghost of Bleeding Gums Murphy. Technically, they are Mufasa, Darth Vader, and James Earl Jones, the individual, but they are part of the same. They are the same creature.
We can use all of those except for Mufasa. Fuck. We used Mufasa on like our second episode.
Really? That specific Mufasa?
It's the island of weird fucked up animals.
Oh, damn it.
I mean, still, Darth Vader had James Earl Jones and Bleeding Gums Murphy heads.
Okay,
like, I mean... That works, yeah.
I feel like that, I mean, maybe it's not unfair to Bleeding Gums Murphy, but, like, maybe if it's just the ghost of Bleeding Gums Murphy. Because I don't know what this judge do. And
I mean, I feel like it wouldn't surprise either of you if I just said, no, it's 3 guys and 2 of them are just standing on one of the guy's legs.
Okay. So they're not all the
Or
same
is it?
guy. Oh, shit. Because, like, I've seen...
You've shown me a guy eat 2 guys and create 1 guy.
Uh-huh.
And the gun ate the fruit and became a dog, okay?
Uh-huh. And then it got a cold.
Why did it get a cold? Was it related to the fruit gun?
No. It just got a cold because it's a living being and sometimes they can get sick.
So when, like, this gun dog goes to a job interview and they're like, so what's your experience? Like, what's your background? And the dog is like, well, I remember when I was created. Or does it remember being a gun? Like, is it sentient?
I mean,
It's not
it
sentient.
is.
It's just
No, it is.
dog.
It is sentient. It has dreams, Janine. It wants to be a tank.
Really? That's beautiful.
It goes and works at a cafe after.
Fuck. She's working as a waitress at a cocktail bar.
Let's just cast Baskerville.
That sounds good.
my suggestions, the Rodrigo style I had were the 3 bad dates that Marge goes on. As part of the bad speed dates. My other suggestion was the 3 wise men from the Simpsons nativity that we had. Janine, who do you have?
I decided to cast them all as one. Not just anyone, but the ultimate Truckosaurus.
Oh, shit. I feel like I need to salute. I mean, I am saluting, but this is an audio medium, so.
And we are getting a suggestion in. That one welder guy and Atticus suggested Benjamin, Doug, and Gary, the nerds from Homer Goes to College.
Oh, shit. Again.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that silhouette-wise, Truckosaurus is pretty equivalent. And especially since Sodom and Gomorrah have been taken.
There's going to be more room for dinosaurs and also metallic dinosaurs.
Have we seen... We've already had the Itchy and Scratchy Land episode, though, right? Like, that's already happened in our...
Yeah.
You've covered that one. Yeah.
I'm good to go with the...
King Atticus also suggested Who, Ha, and He, the 3 henchmen of Clownface.
Okay, hold on. Ha and He?
Mm-hmm. If you are on Frinkiac and just type Who, Ha, He, they will show up.
Our guest to the Twirly Gates. Oh, that's a... Give me some images, guys. I mean, they do stand at the gate of justice.
Actually, yeah, that's...
I mean, they're not the guardians of the gate of justice, but, you know, but like the I should say, the Hoo Ha and He are, involve gates or guardians, and then, you know, the, oh gosh, the judge, he's also there. That's it.
No, I mean, I actually like that. I'm good to go with Hoo Ha and He. Like, I got swayed.
Sure. I can throw down for Huhanhi.
Awesome. Awesome.
Hey, and congrats to Atticus for getting another one on the board and keeping us all in a deadlock for getting 2 suggestions each. All right. Well, that wraps us up for this episode. Emily, where can you be found online?
I'm at megamoth.net. And you can find me on Progressively Horrified, which is the prog horror prod on Twitter, and I don't think we have we have a Blue Sky yet. We don't have a Tumblr yet, but you can hit us up there, or progressivelyhorrified.transistor.fm. We have a Patreon, and that's the show that I do with Jeremy Whitley and Ben Kahn, where we talk about movies and hold them to standards they never agreed to. I do art. I did the art for Princeless, which has been out there. If you can find it, awesome. If you find me at a show on the East or on the West Coast, by all means, I will sign it, and wonder where you got it. And I also have a Patreon, Megamoth on Patreon, Mega_moth on Instagram, and on Blue Sky, Megamoth.
Awesome. Janine, where can you be found online?
I can be found on Blue Sky, JanineJuliet.bisky.social. You could also find me on Twitter still. It's eventually going to get deleted. I tell myself. That is at Janine Juliet.
And I'm Luke. You can find me on Blue Sky at Koltreg. That's KOLTREG, or on itch.io or Gumroad or wherever you want, or at my website, lukeher, LUKEHER.com. Mike Patton is our cover artist currently for the show. You can find him most places at Patton Pending. That's PATTENPENDING. You can find the show at DohMance.com. We also have a Blue Sky, which is, I believe, just DohMance, and a Tumblr that I'm bad at updating. And we are also getting our podcast published to YouTube finally. So
nice.
You can now watch everything as videos there. That is going to wrap us up. We'll be back in 2 more weeks after the holiday, after November, I think. And war hurts everybody.
It does.
We'll see you there. Peace.